please bear with me as I find my own video here so I can follow along with the comments in real time. If you could not tell, what we are doing at this very moment is a live auction. Let's see here. Now, I don't believe that on my app that this is showing up, interestingly. So I'm going to have to take a moment here. I guess, oh, there we are. All right, so the whole thing is flipped sideways, and that is awfully annoying, but maybe I should just run with that. Maybe that'll work out fine. So let's see here. I guess I had forgotten. I haven't been live in a little while, apparently. So, please bear with me. All right. I think that just might do. Nope, no folders. What's up, Steven? Guys, let me know about video and audio quality, but no folders. Generally speaking, this is a fixed blade focused channel. I'm a fixed blade focused kind of a guy. Let's see here. Now, what am I forgetting or messing up? Where did the pen go? Doggone it. All right, guys. So in 6 minutes, I'm going to start going over each blade that is here for sale and what potentially makes it unique, etc. For the moment, we're going to let people get on board here. Let's see, there's got to be some better ways to do some of this here, but maybe some more light. All right. That's just going to be what it's going to be. These are starting bids, that is correct. And these are starting bids for knives shipped, shipping included in the continental United States. Things will likely be a bit different, guys, if you are international, and as much as I hate it, that's just the way that that's going to be. I do have a few things to show off to you guys. Oh, glad to have you guys from Prepping with Sarge. Guys, do try and go check out Prepping with Sarge if you can. He's sending some folks over here, and I greatly appreciate that. Him and Hillbilly Life. How are you doing, Rick? I hope you're having a good night. So in another 4 minutes, I will officially get this thing started and start talking about what knives we have on the table and how all of this is going to work. Let's see, this is the pen I was looking for. The way that I forgot that YouTube goes live vertically, I thought incorrectly that YouTube would go live horizontally. So that is a thing, I guess. 125. That is getting cut off there. Got a bunch of dead space there. It just does not make a huge amount of sense. All right, we can start taking bets if you guys would like on how long it will be before I cut myself while I fool with all of this. That might be a good old time. It's tight. Okay, another 2 minutes and I will get started with getting this show on the road here. So the way that we're going to do that, yeah, I've got a cat meowing outside, and what's going on with that is she knows that this is the most annoying time to start meowing at the door, so that's why she's doing it, because she's a beast. She's an absolutely ridiculous creature. Okay, so someone else asked, how do they bid? So that doesn't help at all. Once I've gone over all of the knives, which I will start doing here in 1 minute, I will talk, not only talk about each knife, talk about some of the freebies that we have out here tonight, and talk about how we will bid. If you want to bid, you really need to have a PayPal. If you don't have a PayPal, maybe a Venmo, I guess, then this isn't going to work very well. And what we need to do here, guys, we've had some problems in the past. If you don't have the money, don't make the bid. And if you back out of an auction that you win, that puts you on the poo-poo list. And nobody wants to be on the poo-poo list. At least you shouldn't want to be on the poo-poo list. So, let's just kind of be respectful, try and make this move smoothly, and hopefully we'll all have some fun. If pricing is whacked out or we have any issues on here, feel free to let me know. But yeah, usually we have a good time, and some people get some really good deals. And I lose on a few knives, and I win on a few knives. What's up, Prepping with Sarge? How you doing, bud? All right, so it is now officially time to start. How this is generally going to go, it's gotten far too cramped. So we were supposed to be organized here, but the idea here is that this cold steel, the starting bid is $25. All of these knives, the starting bid is $75. All of these knives, the starting bid is $125. And on the Scrapyard Knife Company with custom Tigard Valley tactical sheath, the starting bid is $200. I've got some stuff on the table to show you guys that I'm working on. These are my Slim Jim sheaths. This name Slim Jim comes from old cowboy revolver holsters that look quite a bit like this, but this is something I'm working on right now for Exodus Knife and Tool. It's an in-pocket sheath made by Spirit of the Bear Designs, and we've got some freebies on the table. Yeah, I don't have a free rein. The first person who spends $200 will get a free HCO bacon strop. These are fantastic for the bug out bag or for the camping bag or whatever else. They work great. These are handmade by Alan Sweet in Georgia. Great guy, great strops. So the first $200 bid, that will come with it for free. The first $250 bid will get this little teaser here. This is a metal sign with my next brand logo. Misadventure is still adventure. Exodus Knife and Tool. Oh, well, Allen's in Georgia is a good place to start. Will you be at Georgia Bushcraft? Because we need more Allens in Georgia at Georgia Bushcraft. Yeah, so I'll have an apparel line with this logo here pretty soon. And then if you spend over, the first person to spend over 300 will get the HCO Gnome Strop as a freebie. Now, these are not to encourage you to spend. These are not like a, please spend this much so that you win a prize. These are my way of saying thank you. I feel like that's an important thing to distinguish here. So somebody asked, how does the 25 hold an edge? Well, this isn't actually a testing knife of my own. It's SK5. It should hold an edge relatively well. But, you know, I can't tell you. This is like a brand new blade. We've got the box right over there from Cold Steel. I have some personal knives here on the table. Not as many as I would like. But I also, a friend and supporter and subscriber sent me a bunch of knives to sell in this auction because it had been too long since I've done a sale like this. So let's see here. So yeah, the starting bid on the Cold Steel SRK is $25 shipped in the US. Bumping up to starting bids of $75, we have an SE3 mill. I put an edge on this knife myself. It's, I'm sure, going to be difficult to show you that edge, but whoever gets this, they will like it. What's up, Gold Eagle? This knife comes with these wood scales, but it also comes with a set of black scales, obviously included. Then we have this little Topps. The Topps, let's see, BTK by Alan Jensen. This knife has been reprofiled, although not by me. It is slicey. It's kind of a slicey, unique shape. It comes with a leather sheath that has a snap on it. I kind of like that sheath design. It looks pretty nice, so that could go on a belt or it could go on Molly. We've got this big old Condor boy right here, the Toki. It also comes with a box. And this is a really, really cool sheath on this Condor. So you get a flint steel. You've got a big pouch here. You've got a dangler, a ferro rod loop. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what these on the back are for, but I'm sure it's cool. So this is actually a really cool, really bushcraftable little setup and kit from Condor. I wouldn't mind actually reviewing one of these. It's pretty rad. We've got a Castrum SFK in 14C28N, which is somewhat close to a stain-proof steel, very tough, holds an edge kind of decently, but it's more balanced on the side of toughness and corrosion resistance. Has a wonderfully comfortable handle, and it comes with a decent leather sheath and a ferro rod attached. So those are our $75. Oh, the thanks, Ben. The scales on the SE3 are walnut. So these are, the starting bid on these 4 knives is $75. Then in this line, The starting bid is $125. This custom is from Indie Hammered Knives. And I put a new edge on this one. And again, someone is going to really, really like the edge that's on this thing, I assure you. Good fitting handle, comes with this leather sheath. It's a neat custom. I have one of my Exodus knife and tool Jackalopes, and obviously this is one of my personal ones. So this was my low vis color scheme. The Cerakote here, Canadian Craftsman, I agree. Actually, we've got a Canadian Craftsman patch on the table here, guys. Check him out. So what's kind of rare about this, the reason this is for sale first and foremost, I don't keep knives that are not my mainstream production knives. I can't collect my own product. I retired this color combination, and it is one of the rare knives that came with a ferro rod notch. This particular one also has a leather belt backer on it and the relatively rare ferro rod notch. So that is a special one for this channel, being that it's been used quite a bit on this channel, and it really was one of my favorites. I am going to miss that color pattern, but doing the custom mixture of Cerakote that I requested was a pain in the butt. Next up, the Topps FDX 45. Another one that I resharpened a little bit, and guys, this thing will cut through space-time continuum. I mean, this edge is really, really sweet. I took quite a bit of time getting this one dialed in. Pretty neat. Very tough tip. Chisel on the end, so you have something other than the tip of your knife to pry with. Very beefy. Topps Airwolf. Kind of a combat knife, Bowie K-bar-ish type blade. And then the Topps Cub. I reprofiled this one as well a little bit. I shouldn't say reprofiled, I just touched up the edge. Again, space-time continuum shall be annihilated with this blade. This is a cool sheath from Topps. The flap comes all the way over, and it does come with the survival kit that the knife originally came with. The Topps knives come with their baggies. And then the final knife, and the one that was the biggest pain in my butt and is the most expensive knife of the night. This is the Scrapyard Knife Company Trash 2. This blade is their SR101, which has since been discontinued. It is a very neat chopper. I kind of didn't love it because I'm spoiled. I didn't love the Resiprene handle because when I'm batoning, I'll hit up on the back of the handle sometimes. So if I zoom in here, you'll see there's a very small amount of damage up here just at the Resiprene. It just split a little bit there. It'll probably never matter for somebody else. I don't love the coating on the knife, although I love the color. It is a fairly thick coating. It's not really bad, but one of the things with this knife was I was not happy with the edge from the factory. Well, as you can hopefully see here, I redid this edge and it is freaking sick. It is about 7,000 times nicer than the factory edge that it came with, and I think most anybody would be happy with this edge now. It does come with this Tiger Valley Tactical custom Kydex sheath. This is a fantastic Kydex sheath. So the starting bid on this kit is going to be $200. So again, the first person to spend $200, $250, or $300. We do have some bonuses, some freebies here. And how this is going to work is you guys can tell me if you want to bid on something, and we can start bidding that way. We need at least, ideally, we'd have at least 2 people interested in one knife to get the bid started. And what we will do is, for the first bid, let's give it 3 minutes before we get a second bid locked in. And then after that, we will do a minute in between bids. Now, guys, sometimes people, they don't keep the live video up to date while they're watching. So they'll try and wait till the last minute to bid, and they will miss out. So when you're watching this live, make sure that the little thing at the bottom is all the way forward, or you might be 30 seconds, a minute, or 2 minutes behind, and then you can't win anything. And I'm also not doing sniping, so it's not going to be like at 55 seconds, if you get a bid in at the last second, you're going to win. The 1 minute starts all over, and the other person can bid back, and we're not going to do sniping. That's not really how this is going to work. Payment will be by PayPal, preferably Venmo is possible. If you are a person that I know personally and can trust and will see in person, we might be able to work something out. But guys, we really need to just stick with PayPal. So that was about 15 minutes of explanation. Prepping with Sarge, if you missed it, the first person to spend $250 will win this limited edition Exodus knife and tool metal sign. And this is my new design, and for Georgia Bushcraft, I intend to have a line of t-shirts or maybe even hoodies with this design. Misadventure is still adventure. The skeleton is obviously dead, but he is still dancing and having a good time. So I'm really excited about this design. I think this is going to be a really cool shirt. And I am sweating. I need to get some water. That's where we are at. Maybe we'll get some more people in here pretty soon. There is a possibility by the end of this auction that we could potentially drop some prices. We will see when we get there, and we will see what demand will do. Jake, I appreciate it, man. I'm really proud of these little signs actually as well. A few of these are going to get sent out, and maybe 1 or 2 of them are going to be on the website. Pretty excited about that. Yeah, and I can't help the mansplaining, bud. It's as you know, it's part of how this goes, and you know, I try to mansplain as well as I can. It's hard because every time we do this, we still get some people that are lost. Now, the other thing, guys, payment being by PayPal. If you guys win a knife, please try and get that payment out immediately. That would be incredibly helpful. Again, we've had issues in the past where people had a hard time, paid super late. I had to track people down. That's all difficult. And also, I've had people win a lot of items and then not pay, which is a downer, and it kind of ruins it for everybody else that probably could have won at a little bit lower price. It's just kind of rude to the other people here and rude to me, if that matters. So don't bid unless you can buy. Now, if anybody needs, I can also send an invoice. And if I send an invoice, you can pay with a debit card or a credit card as well. That's a possibility. There's a few extra steps, but I would be willing to do that. All right, I'm gonna grab some water. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Oh, and if you want to see any of the knives up close, or closer, or re-see any details of any of the knives, let me know that as well. Maybe I should get started in penny auctions at some point. What do you think, Mariah? All right. Yeah, I should probably, I guess I just need to go feed the cat really quick so she won't be irritating all night long. Woo! So our man here, the Shoney, says it's 3:48 in Germany, 3:48 a.m. He says, let's get the ball rolling. So I'm waiting on you guys. The black dagger looking thing, I'm guessing you're talking about the Cold Steel SRK. Starting bid on the SRK is $25. We have a $75 bid on the SE3. Again, I touched up this edge myself. I am rather proud of it. I think someone's going to like it a lot. These handle scales are walnut, but the knife, I'll go ahead and pull the extra scales out that are also included. The baggie's going to kick my butt. I don't need to remind any of you of the SE is $10.95. The SE's warranty, no questions asked, lifetime warranty. This is the mill or military version, which has a bit of a spike on the pommel here as opposed to a flat section. I don't believe that this spike is either sharp enough nor shaped in a way where it would be bothersome to anybody. So this is what we're doing, guys. Our first bid is 3 minutes. Dorian, we're going to wait to start the next knife until we get done with the SE. The SE is currently at $85. That is $85 shipped to your door in the continental US. Shipping internationally will be an additional $15 on any price that is bid. I hate doing that, guys. However, it's just the world that we live in. Shipping internationally is expensive and it sucks. So there you go. We are at $85, and I'll say we have a minute and a half remaining. I did reprofile. I didn't reprofile this edge much, only slightly. You know, basically a mirror finish. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it here. And dang it. This is a very, very nice edge on this knife. $40 on the cat. Come on over, you can have her. I'm proud of this edge. I really am. So I did it on my Work Sharp Angle Adjust Pro. I am a huge fan of the Work Sharp Angle Adjust Pro. It's not perfect, but I'm going to do a long-term review on it. I have learned how to get over some of its issues, and I am absolutely a fan. We are at less than 1 minute now. We're coming up on 45 seconds. When we get down to 30 seconds, I'll start doing the annoying auction vocalization that I so often do. We are at $85. So let's see. All right, we are at 30 seconds. Do 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 15 seconds. Do 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 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the SE is sold to Shane Higgs. Shane, if you could go ahead and send that to exodusknifeandtool@gmail.com. In the notes, leave me your address or send me an email with your address in it. I would appreciate that greatly. Brother, I hope that you just thoroughly enjoy this knife. All right, Shane Higgs, $85, SE3. I'll get this written down and we can start elsewhere. All right. Rock and roll. So, Dorian, if you would still like to place a bid on the Cold Steel SRK, if this is in fact the knife that you are talking about, we can do that. If not, that is fine as well. Let me know. Comes in the classic Cold Steel Secure-X sheath. This is not a Kydex sheath, but an injection molded nylon. It makes for a great little beater. I will review one of these at some point. Probably. I don't know. I've got a Cold Steel that I'm working on right now. This guy will ship in the brand new box. It's a doggone brand new knife. So, all right. We are at $35 and I'm going to give it a 3-minute timer starting in 10 seconds. So it's easy for me. Factory Edge SK5 steel is similar to a 1080 series. All right, 3 minutes has started. Your SK5 steel is like a Japanese version of a 1080 steel. So it's going to be incredibly tough and hold an edge decently. I really like a well done 1080 series steel. Not that it's exactly a 1080 series steel, but 80 CRV2, 1080 plus, 1080, 1084. They're all just really, really good, well-rounded steels for a hard use knife. The SRK is slightly hollow ground. Edge thickness, I would say we are at 35 to 40 thousandths of an inch. And it's a fairly low grind, so this knife is going to be a beefcake at the price. We're down to 2 minutes. The Shoney, yeah, I'll say some words about the Indie Hammered Knives for $125 in a moment. I don't know a ton about it, but I can tell you what I do know. So yeah, a cheap beater or one that you can ditch if needed. I think that this is honestly a fairly perfect knife for that use. And a lot of people never go far past a blade like this. So a knife like this, you can go with this and a Mora and you could get a lot done like forever. There's certain things that could be nicer on a more expensive knife, but are they necessities? I don't know. Yeah, definitely a beater or throwaway. So Brad Rad says you can find this knife on Midway USA for $34 with free shipping. So currently at $35, we are $1 above the Midway USA price. You can buy it here and you don't have to support those guys who went in so deep with the NRA and some of the other crap that they've done. So there is that. Oh, we are down to about 30 seconds, so I'll start our annoying tune here. Do 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 15 seconds. Do 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 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. $35. Dorian, this is going to you. Dorian, I think you know the drill. I'm pretty sure you've won some knives from me in the past. I'm going to write your name down really quick. But we will get that squared away. This really is a lot of fun when I get to do this. All right. Heavy set, the starting bid on the Scrapyard Knife Company Trash 2 in the discontinued SR101 steel is $200. I reprofiled the edge myself. Now this, the SR101 here is 52100 with Bussey's proprietary heat treat. And I will say, I didn't reprofile it so much as sharpen it. I probably changed the bevel angle slightly. It's slightly thinned on the primary edge up to the belly, and then from the factory the whole belly to the tip was a lot thicker, so I changed angles and matched them up here. This is at like a 25-degree angle. Come on, brain, what was I going to say? So it comes with a Tiger Valley Tactical Kydex sheath that is absolutely fantastic. Now, this is a used knife, and it does have a little bit of rash at the top of the handle here. I don't know if you can see it. Functionally, that I certainly believe that will never matter, but it is there for anybody who needs to know. But it's a knife model that is a fantastic size, very similar in size to the Hunglas 2. I prefer the handle shape to the Hunglas 2, if not the material. I do prefer a full exposed tang, but it is a nice handle for what it is. I think that if Ontario Knife Company had shaped their Spec Plus handles like this, it could have been a game changer for them. And while we're on that subject, let's just mention the fact that if you're going to have one handle design for 69 million knives over the span of decades, why not spend a little bit more time on the design of the mold for the handle so that they're all a good handle? It costs you nothing extra. That was crazy to me. And if they ever bring back the Spec Plus line, which I hope they do, I hope they do so with a little bit better handle. Let's see here. The Topps FDX 45 starting bid is $125. Unless that's not fair, you guys can let me know. And I reprofiled that one. It was a pain in the butt because the shape of the edge, so I had to do it in 2 sections on the work sharp. But it is certainly a better edge than what came on the knife, I am quite certain. Yes, so this Trash 2 did have burn marks on the edge. Discolorations. I never saw any micro fracturing or anything like that. But guys, the bottom line, the honest truth on Bussey, like I don't play games with anything with YouTube or what I tell people. I do like Bussey. I don't even think their prices are necessarily bad, and I think their prices are getting to the point where their prices are actually good. But I do not think that they do a good enough job on their edges. I mean, that's just, I really think that they need to have someone do the edges better, not for the price, but just period, regardless of the price for their brand. Where was I? Okay. The Shoni asked me about this indie hammered knives. So I'm quite certain that this is 01 tool steel. This knife was sent to me for this auction, handmade custom in the US. We've got all of this hammered texturing here. Now this knife did, I think the post office dropped this knife in a puddle while shipping it to me. So there was surface rust on the knife when I got it. I hit that with a rust eraser. It is not deep. I have no doubt that someone who wanted it to be nicer could get all of that out. However, I think that anybody would be better suited to simply patina the blade, get it nice and dark, and use the crap out of it instead. So the handle, I think, is olive wood. Not sure, not completely positive. It is somewhat blocky, but it fits the hand pretty good. I don't dislike it, honestly. We do have some scratches on the back of the handle here. I'm sure those could be cleaned out, or if you're like me, who cares? It is a fairly low grind, so I would say that we're at a 1/5 of an inch thick, the way that it's been forged out. Fairly low grind. It was 0 ground, and I did put a secondary bevel on it to get it nice and nuclear with the work sharp. So starting bid on this custom indie hammered knife is $125 with this leather sheath. You can wear this leather sheath with the dangler down and just through the belt loop, or with the dangler up. All right, what all did I miss? Yeah, 01 in a puddle. Let's see here. Ironwood scales, guys. So it's not olive. That is desert ironwood, which is actually probably why it did so well with a little bit of the water treatment that it got. I really do love ironwood. All right, so for whoever asked if it was convexed, I would say it's probably slightly convexed since it is a custom made knife on a, finished on a grinder. To the eye, to the naked eye, I would not say that this knife is heavily convex. So I would say it's lightly convexed. It should be just tough as crap with the height of the grind and the stock thickness and everything like that. It errs on the side of being beefy. Pink Mist said he's never seen a burned edge on any scrapyard that he's ever owned. He's owned dozens. So my Trash 2 has a slightly burnt edge, and my Hellraiser 2, I don't remember if the edge was burnt or not. When I get that back out to continue reviewing it, I'll have to check it. But the edge on the Trash 2 is not as bad as that one was, but still not where I would want it to be. The FDX 45 has not sold. The FDX 45 is in our line of $125 knives here. It is still available, and it was reprofiled by yours truly. Shane Higgs, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you being... Whoa, what just happened? Okay. I appreciate you being on the ball. Rock and roll. All right, we have a bid on the Topps FDX 45 for $125. And for anybody who's interested, the indie hammered knives, the model is the Revelation, and those are $300 new. So there you go. That's a heck of a deal. The FDX 45, we have Revelator. What is the functional intention of the olive wood handle? It's desert ironwood, actually. I was incorrect. Desert ironwood is beautiful and tougher than nails. So let me see if I can... what's up, Big E? Let's see if I can get a little bit of detail on this edge for you guys. When it comes to the aesthetics of the edge, it is not perfectly mirror polished, but it's quite good. It really is. So I spent quite a bit of time on this, doing these separate and trying to make it look good. A beefy Topps. We have 2 minutes remaining on a $125 bid. We've got a chisel pommel for prying things and a Topps Kydex sheath. Let's see here. So I turned my air conditioner off for doing this video tonight, and I'll tell you what, I am doggone boiling. Dorian, we can do that next. Right now we are in the middle of the Topps FDX 45, so once we get this done, we can move on that way. We are coming up on the 1 minute mark. We are at $125 shipped on the FDX 45. The black handled knife next to the FDX, that is the Airwolf. Okay, we are at under a minute. In a moment here, I will go into my annoying music. We're coming up to 30 seconds to the annoying music mark. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. 15 seconds. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. The knife is sold. That is Mitchell Black. Thank you very much. Mitchell is a guy who's around here quite often and who I certainly appreciate. Topps has definitely always been unique with how they do their sheaths, and it doesn't save them money. I've always wondered about that. This one, by the way, is signed by Mike Fuller, which is pretty cool because he's been dead for a while. And he's like a CIA hitman, allegedly. So that's something as well. Pretty cool. So, Mitchell, thank you very much, man. You have won that. I'll get your name down here and let's get that squared away as soon as we can. And I'll get this en route to you. Let's see, let me reorganize these knives. The Shoney, let's do the Indie Hammered knife first, just because Dorian already placed a bid on it for $130. So this is the Revelator from Indie Hammered Knives. This is allegedly a $300 knife that could be $135 now on it. I believe this is 01 Desert Ironwood scales. Again, a little bit of damage on the end of the handle here. I think it's purely cosmetic. In my hand, in no grip, do I ever notice it. We've got a choil, and I put an edge on this thing. I think partially because the corrosion hit the edge of this knife really hard, and I think it messed the edge up a little bit. I think it dulled the edge a little bit, so I touched that back up. I don't know if that was blasphemy or not. I don't know what the collector's cult around this knife is like, but there you go. This thing will take hair just straight off. What little hair I have left, gone. I really love my work sharp. Nice leather sheath, as I said, coming up on 2 minutes now. Leather sheath, we are at 135 to Dave Grimes currently, just under 2 minutes. If you wanted to wear this knife with the dangler all the way down, you could then wear this sheath like this. Of course, once the leather loosened up and was accustomed to doing that. We are at 145, so we're going to go down to Dorian Gray currently. We're going to go down, since we've had multiple bids, we're going to go down to 1 minute between bids. We are at $145. Yeah, this is just a neat custom knife at a great price, and this was made possible through my buddy Ben, who I greatly appreciate. So, you know, it's just kind of a cool opportunity. We're coming down to 30 seconds here and annoying music. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Dorian said he will not raise if somebody else wants it. We're at under 15 seconds now. Do, 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 do. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sold to Dorian Gray. Dorian, thank you very much. I hope we have not taken too much from you tonight. I am very excited to hear what you think about the blade. Not that this helps, but for the email, exodusknifeandtool@gmail.com. exodusknifeandtool@gmail.com. Dorian, thank you again. This is one that I think you will be impressed with. So, let me get this written down. All right, rock and roll. All right, the Shoney, if you are still with us and if you have not fallen asleep, which I understand if you have, because if I were in your shoes, I would certainly be asleep. If you would like, we can start the bid on the Castrum SFK and 14C28N at $75. You let me know. All right, you're still in. So we are starting the Castrum SFK at $75. Now, although this is the Swedish forest knife, these knives are made in Spain. They are fantastically made. I reviewed one myself. I was incredibly impressed with the knife. I think that the ergonomics of the handle are amazing. Now, when this knife was released, in my opinion, it was as nice as any custom that was out there, with the handle geometry and profiling. I was blown away. Now, we do have more premium knives on the market today, usually at a higher price point. That does not take away from how freaking nice these knives are, especially for their factory price. 14C28N, I think, is the perfect steel. I apologize for all of the glare. Leather sheath with a ferro rod loop and a ferro rod. Very snugly placed in there. We have some corrosion or stickiness on the ferro rod. However, that is not where it is a new ferro rod with a matching handle. And let's see, we're coming up on 2 minutes left. We are at $75. Again, if anybody here is international, which I know somebody is, but I'm going to keep it vague and under wraps there. Oh, you already said you're in Germany. The shipping to Germany will be a little bit extra. I will message you, Shoni, about that. Henry Mims and Rick went to $80, but Henry Mims hit it just a moment earlier. So the current bid is $80 for the Castrum SFK here. And we are doing 1 minute intervals now. $85. Rick Corbett hit $85.90 to the Shoney. $90 current bid, 1 minute intervals at this point. 14C 28N is a steel that I personally believe should be used a lot more. The N is for nitrogen. It is similar to an ABL or 13C28 with nitrogen for the hardening, making it almost rust proof. Now we're at 30 seconds. I have been able to get some patina on 14C28N in the past. I had got some deer blood in a sheath and it sat in deer blood for like a year, but it did not have any pitting or actual corrosion, just a little bit of a patina. So we are down to about 10 seconds now. Do, 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 do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sold to the Shoney for $90. Congratulations. This one does also come in the factory box. I'm excited to hear what you think about this, bud, because I know that you have some excellent taste. All right. Whew. All right, let me write that down. Oh, burning up. Mitchell, thank you very much. I appreciate you greatly. All right, I might reach out to Joe Flowers about reviewing this knife. This is the Condor Toki. I'm very impressed, honestly, with this thing. I'd like to see how it's going to hold up. This sheath, though, is a whole doggone vibe. Let me see. John, if you're watching this, John said, how do I get into the auction that I'm watching on YouTube that has no comments and no instructions? Hopefully by now you have seen comments and instructions now. All right, everything looks good to go, guys. I think. Yep. All right, square it away. And you guys are awesome. All right, let me see, where am I at? I don't know how well the cat would handle the trip all the way over to your side of the earth. She is a sweet little beast. I like giving her a hard time, but she's better than I give her credit for. Heck, she might even come hop up on the table. Might as well let her in. Wonder if that would make our lighting better. Alright, Kat, you are famous tonight on YouTube, so to celebrate, where the heck did your bowl go? Doggone it. Is it under the table?
I think I set a bowl outside for him.
Okay. Dex, what are you doing, crazy? Come back in. Come on, Dex. Come on. Crazy. Orange micarta jackalope. Some more of those will come. I sure do love that orange micarta. I think I just sold a set of my orange micarta scales separate. So let me see here what we can do for you guys. See where this annoying beast can hop up without annihilating herself. Come here. Come on. Why are you being a crocodilian? She's not allowed on the table, so we're not going to do that, I guess, because she's being weirdo. It's for the best, honestly. Move, Dax. You're not going out. You're going to stay. Good boy. Move, cat. Did I feed Dax and Maple Maria? Okay, so... yes, this is a jackalope. This is from the early days. It is the original Noviz. This was my personal user. It's marked custom with no serial number, and it has the ferro rod notch. The reason that I'm selling it is I don't keep knives that, as a general rule, are not a current production knife. Which is changing here. What is a current production knife is changing here in the near future. So that's really exciting. We have my video is not up to speed here. All right. The sheath comes with the custom leather backer, and it comes with a very rare ferro rod attachment. Now I'm trying to get a whole ton of these ferro rod attachments in the near future. So we will just have to see when we get those. There we go. I wonder if that's John messaging me on the website. Does that work? Can we get a little more light? Is that too much light? I don't know. How are we doing battery-wise? 40%. All right. Let's see. If you're asking what steel the Jackalope is, that is S35VN. If you're asking what the steel is on a different knife, let me know. What was special about these Noviz knives, you see this color here looks olive drab green with the olive drab background. This was a custom mixed Cerakote that sometimes looks gray, sometimes looks black, and sometimes looks green. I was really proud of this. I really liked doing it, but the Cerakote shop really did not like mixing it. So, you know, maybe someday when I get to the point where I'm producing 65,000 knives at a time, that might change. But nothing here shown on the table is sold yet. All the sold knives have been pulled off. All of the knives that are not in frame are sold. I'm going to turn this light back on. I think that might help even us out just a hair, but the light's more ugly with that. Let's see, so let me fix this frame a little bit. We're all kinds of silly here. So I'm going to do some stuff. See if we can't reorganize. All right, so all of the knives that are in this lineup here are 125 starting bid. All of the knives in this line are 75 starting bid, and the Scrapyard Knife Company Trash 2 here starting bid is 200. And that comes with a custom Tigart Valley tactical Kydex sheath. Crap. The Jackalope starting bid is 125. The first person to spend a total of 200 gets a free HCO bacon strop made by Alan Sweet in Georgia. The first person to spend 250 gets a new Exodus knife and tool Misadventure is Still Adventure metal sign. And the first person to spend 300 gets a HCO gnome strop. These are not incentives, but ways to try and say thank you. And I think that works. All right, so yeah, Doug is a very nice guy. Henry Mims has started an opening bid on this Jackalope for $125. I've already probably talked this knife to death, but it's one of my favorite color combos that I have done so far, maybe only to be matched by the next color combo that I have to come. The sheath for this knife comes with the leather belt attachment, which can be removed. The attachment includes a Wazoo Survival ferro rod on the back with this paracord here, and it has the very rare ferro rod attachment as well. We are up to $130 to Shane Higgs. So we are at 1 minute on this particular auction. $130. All right. And Shane, if you win this one, you will be in the free prize category. 145 to Henry Mims, $145. We are at 1 minute bidding intervals. No serial number on this one. It is one of the few that is simply marked custom. That was a short-lived thing for us. It's one of the very few that has a ferro rod notch. Levi Combs bids at 150 right at a minute. So in we're doing 1 minute intervals now. Levi, if you win this, I will throw your Ulti Clip Slim 2.2 into the package with it. I am very embarrassed that I forgot that in your last package. I'm kind of shocked. So we are at 150. This was my personal knife and one of my favorite jackalopes of all time. We are currently at 150. We're at less than 30 seconds, so I'll do our annoying music. Dun, 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 dun. 155 to Henry Mims, restarting at the minute. Natural micarta, one of my canvas micarta, one of my favorite handle materials here. Also back to when we had silver screws. They are now black. 165 to Levi Combs, starting the minute back over. Natural micarta, silver screws, choil, ferro rod notch, serial number, leather backer, unused ferro rod from Wazoo, ferro rod notch. 165 currently to Levi Combs. 30 seconds. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 10. Dun, 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 dun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sold to Levi Combs at 165. I am very excited to get this to you. And like I said, I will throw the Ulti Clip Slim 2.2 into the package with it. All right, I'll get that written down. And payment is via PayPal to exodusknifeandtool.com. I could never be an auctioneer. This is like really fun to me, but I can only do it every once in a while because it's also, for some reason, like super stressful. It really shouldn't be, but it is. All right. Well, that's fair, Shane. That is a fair position. Dex, hey, you're an ugly chugger. No, you're ugly. Nobody loves you. So go, get. No, don't talk to me. Just get. All right, guys. Well, we are down to just a couple of knives. Uncle Berto, glad to have you guys. Uncle Berto got one of the most unique adventure crafts that will ever be sold, made by Bear Forest Knives. That was in a copper Damascus. That was wild. Bunzo asked if there will ever be a Trout Edition Jackalope. I would bet on it. Honestly, that is probably as close to an eventuality as we can get. But it will take a little while. Jackalope accessories generally sell a little bit more slowly, so and are generally a little bit more expensive. So that's a thingy thing. If anybody was wondering why we have a Reef Knives patch on the table, it's quite simply because I like Reef Knives. Also, they are savage for this patch. All right, so we can call it a night if you guys all want to call it a night. Otherwise, we've got the Topps Airwolf, the Topps Cub, which I actually like this knife quite a bit, honestly. This knife comes with a little survival kit here. Pretty darn neat. And I think the sheath is well designed, which is not something that I often say of Topps sheaths. There's a bid for the leather dangler knife. Oh, I didn't see that. The leather dangler knife, I'm assuming you mean this one, is a $75 knife. There is no current bid. We've got a leather pouch on the front, sized, I believe, for a mini Altoids tin. Nice button. We've got a Condor striker, ferro rod loop. We've got these loops on the back side. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what those are for, but they are cool. And I'm sure whatever. Okay, someone did $80. All right, well, let me find who did $80. And if we're doing $80, let's get T Frizzy at $9.31. All right, hey, T Frizzy, if you still want this knife at $80, please let me know and we can. All right, here for the 80. So 3 minutes, starting in 5 seconds. We are at $80 for the Condor. In the meantime, this is the Topps BTK. Neat little knife. It was reprofiled, not by me. Honestly, it's ergonomic. It's not bad. The blade shape and profile is a little bit funky. The sheath is pretty cool. Leather sheath. And the belt loop has a snap on it, which I like. So you could put this probably onto Molly, or you could put it off of a strap or a belt without completely removing it. And decent little setup. All right, the Condor. I'll be danged. I honestly don't know. So let me look it up. I would guess it is $10.84 at $80. We are down to 2 minutes. So and so this has a bow drill divot in the handle and ferro rod striker notch in the handle. Overall, I think it's a pretty cool knife, honestly. The sheath is really impressive to me. A minute 30. This one says 1075. All right, so we are the typical 1075 steel. I normally wouldn't have even looked, but they do a little bit of stainless, and it actually had less corrosion on it. 2 minutes remaining. Less corrosion on it than most of the others. So I wasn't sure if it might be one of their stainlesses or not. All right, so the small tops is $10.95. I have used a few Pucos, and my Adventure Craft is actually loosely based on a Puco. Mitchell, I'll show the Cub in just a moment here. We're about a minute and a half remaining, just over on the Condor. So again, $10.75. We've got a convex edge that is relatively thick, but not brutally thick. It's pretty darn thick, though. This is kind of a rough and tumble beater knife with just a lot of options. So obviously we've got a spear point. The handle is nice, micarta. A little bit of a swell to it, bow drill divot, ferro rod notch. And again, we are at 1 minute now. Striker for flint, belt pouch, ferro loop, and whatever these are. And of course, you could wear the sheath straight on the belt or on the dangler. So pretty neat, especially at $80. I'll start our annoying music here in a moment. Ben mentioned he liked the sheath more than the knife. I understand that. It's a cool sheath. Do, 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 do. Do 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 do. Might have to check this. This might be 154 cm. Do 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 do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sold $80 to T Frizzy. This one will come in a box. Let me get this written down. The BTK, what's up, Chris? How you doing, man? The BTK is 440C. Let's see here. All right. All right, let's see. Just a second, guys. I'm adding some notes here. Blah, blah. All right, let me see where we are at. Oh, Mitchell asked to see the Topps Cub. T Frizzy, glad to hear about that you heard about me through the Adventure Craft. I am dang impressed with that. And you EDC'd it for a month. That is good to hear, man. I EDC my own knives every doggone day. The specs, I got asked of the specs on the Scrapyard Knife Company. This is the Trash 2. It is the discontinued SR101. I did re-edge the knife. Brown powder coat, Resprene, I think is what they call it. And it comes with a custom Kydex sheath. I've said the name, Tigert Valley Tactical Kydex sheath. This is a absolutely fantastic Kydex sheath. I really like this sheath a lot. Now SR101 is 5200 with bussies. Allegedly their proprietary heat treat there. And then Mitchell asked to see the Cub again. So here we are. I did this edge myself. It is wonderful. This is a well-sized knife. I really like it overall. The sheath is a bit bulky for what it is, but I still like it. So it's jump capable with a full flap over the top. You could wax that top flap, I'm sure, and keep water off the doggone thing as well. I guess you could fold it back and put it through your sheath as well. So I do like this nylon sheath for a Topps sheath, which this is the only nylon Topps sheath that I've probably ever said that about. And it does come with the factory Cub kit, little survival kit. Flap is removable. Look at that. The flap is removable. I'm impressed. No, yep, I am fully impressed with this sheath. I might have to borrow some of these designs here, because that's freaking on the money. That is on the money. All right, so that is Lee Cub. Guys, you see Ben Norton in the comment section here, and he is the man of the hour. Thank you, Ben, for everything. and all of the support over the years. Ben has donated most of these knives for this auction to help the channel, and because he enjoyed seeing these live auctions, shout out to Ben. All right, Mitchell Black started us off on the Topps Cub at 125 with the exclusive The Prepper's Bunker Outdoors Edge. T Frizzy, that's PayPal to ExodusKnifeandTool.com. We are starting the 3-minute mark for the Topps Cub. Did you guys see the Blade HQ post recently talking about why the new Benchmade butterfly knife is the sharpest knife ever? It is literally AIDS. It is so bad that it hurts to watch. I'll talk about that more in a second here. We have bow drill divot on both sides. I like what they did for the loop here for the lanyard. I'm not sure if you can get a ferro rod off this edge or not. We are at 2 minutes left on the Cub. This kit, obviously we've got the rape whistle. This kit comes with a razor blade, 24 feet of fishing line, 2 fishing hooks, a P38 can opener, 2 safety pins, and a sail needle. As well as some other things that they didn't list. It looks like a carabiner. I don't know if this is a ferro rod or magnesium. If it's a ferro rod, it's pretty cool, and it would be weird for them not to put it on here. It looks like Ranger bands. Looks like a cool kit, man. Let's see. Coming up on 1 minute. The rape whistle is included. It can come to you clean and fresh or pre-blown by myself by your request. No additional charge for those services. Dorian said, in New York City, I need a carry permit and 800 hours of training for the rape whistle. Jiminy Cricket, that's funny. So I think the only real time I spent in New York was on Bear Mountain for Alone on the History Channel's boot camp, which was a very, very interesting experience. We are at about 30 seconds. We'll start up our startup music here. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 15. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Mitchell has won the Topps Cub, and that, good night, Jake. I appreciate you, man. Mitchell, that puts you in the price bracket for the free Exodus knife and tool metal sign. That was the $250 reward there. I'm very, very excited about these. I'm very excited to get these into their own clothing line. This is the first night that I've ever shown these, I'm pretty sure, and you will be the first person to get one. I will have to be creative with how I package this thing so that it doesn't get bent. But I will make that happen. Let me get this written down. Thank you again. Let me see here. All right. Mitchell, have a good night, bud. I appreciate you. Enjoy your time with your dad. Okay, so someone asked about the Alone boot camp thing. So if you watched season 2 of Alone, they did a little episode on the boot camp where you get a really sweet shot of my butt. So that was interesting. And essentially, good night, bud. Essentially, the History Channel flew me and 19 other guys out to New York, and we auditioned and did different trials to be on the show. There was basically 3 kind of military guys, myself, Justin Vidito, and oh no, I'm running blank on our other guy, and I really shouldn't be. That's bad. Anyways, Justin was the man for the show. He did a great job. I feel blessed to count him as a friend at this point. And I'm hoping to get him into my own show sometime next year. I'll have to mention that to him, but I'm thinking about doing a show that is like a mixture of Alone, Mariah, what's that? Survivor and Fallout. And I'm really excited about it. All right, anyways, so the black handled knife is the Topps Airwolf, and this is kind of a combat tactical type knife, right at about 3/16 of an inch thick, very low grind in Topps fashion, fairly thick edge, I'd say 40 to 50 thou behind the edge. So this knife is not at all meant to be a slicer. I would say that this knife is very likely as close to indestructible as a person can get. T Frizzy says he can't find me on PayPal. Let's just see if we can't make sure that we didn't get the spelling right. Exodus, EXODUS, knife and tool at gmail.com. I'm pretty sure that's the email that all of my business goes through. Oh, the Shoni cannot find me either. So that must mean it's wrong, which is very weird. So let's fix that doggone immediately. A little bit of paper cutting for your pleasure. Oh, will I be able to finish? Come on. There we go. That was not as nicely done as I would have liked. Fail on my part. All right. Maybe an auto mistake. Maybe you guys found it, but if you didn't find it, let me know if you guys did figure it out. And if you didn't, I'll have an alternative here. So I wanted to have separate personal and business email PayPal accounts, because PayPal does not allow me to accept friends and family anymore as a business. And I want, like, if my grandma's going to give me $20 on PayPal, I'd rather not be taxed on that. However, every time I tried to make a new PayPal account, our overlords at PayPal automatically and without being told merged the emails. Yeah, the Prepper's Bunker. That's me. All right. Appreciate you guys. Okay. So we have a bid $75 on the Topps BTK by Alan Jensen. So 3 minutes. I believe above it was said that this is 440C. It has been reprofiled and thinned a bit. Yep, 440C. 440C is a way underrated steel. When 440C was big, or after it was big, thank you, T Frizzy. A lot of people were screwing it up. We had a lot of knives coming in from China that said that they were 440C stainless, and they just weren't. And a lot of people screwing it up. And at that time, heat treat was kind of in the dark ages where we didn't have people like Laren Thomas to give people the truth. And so it got a bad rap, and very much undeservedly. It is a good steel that deserves more than it gets for its reputation. We are at 2 minutes. Nice double stitched leather sheath, and I like the design of the belt loop here with the snap on the bottom. Well designed little everyday carry sheath. Neat little knife. Hey, bud, glad to have you. Thanks for sticking around, and I can't wait to see you at Georgia Bushcraft. So I don't think that old 440Cs sucked. I think that not as many people did it well as you would hope. I think there were too many industry secrets. You could get 440C that was good, I think, at any point, but you had to pay for it. You definitely had to pay for it, and the average guy probably wasn't going to get it. And we are in an age of information right now. Man, Prepping Sarge, I really appreciate that. Huge shout out. Guys, go give Prepping with Sarge a sub. I didn't mention him enough during this live stream, but he's a buddy of mine. He goes to Georgia Bushcraft, and he's got a YouTube channel, and he does some really good stuff. We are at 1 minute at the top on the Topps BTK here. So let's see, getting 45 seconds. Reprofiled nice and high. We've got a little weird little change in the going from belly back out to tip. I don't know if that's for defensive purposes, slashing purposes, almost a Nessmuck spine. It's really a 30 seconds, kind of a mashup of designs there. It's very interesting. Do 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 15 do 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 5 4 3 2 1 and sold at 75 to Henry Mims. Henry, I do appreciate you greatly. Let me get you written down here. All right, guys. Well, we're at a point tonight where we can call it a show, call it an evening. If that's not it's the original grind, but it's not the original edge. It has been reprofiled and thinned a bit. T Frizzy asked how often I have auctions. I used to try and have them once every month or two, but now I haven't had one for probably a year. I don't often run into knives that I sell. I plan when I review these knives, when I am done reviewing, my intent to do long-term reviews on them and break them in that review so that I have nothing left to sell. Just to keep everything honest. Like, I don't accept payments, And I don't see getting knives for free and then reselling them as a way to make money. I'm going to tell people about them all the way till the end. But that means that I don't often have a lot of big knives to sell. Mims. You know what? We can start the auction if you would like at 175. That would also, if you win another item, put you in line for the HCO Bacon Strop, which is probably the best sharpening implement that you can have in a small space. I am a huge fan of stropping. So we'll start 175 at the Scrapyard. Heck of a deal. The knife was not like this from Scrapyard. Just buttery. Starting bid 175. Specially heat treated 52-100, dubbed SR101, no longer made by the Bussy Group due to some equipment. 180 from Shane Higgs due to some equipment that they needed that they changed. You could sit here and you could doggone shave your wife's legs with this knife, I tell you right now. 180 on the Trash 2. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think if the knife came with this edge, I don't think that I would have sold it. We are at 190 from Mims. 190 from Mims. Now this knife probably won't do paper tricks because of the powder coat on it causes friction as it's doing deeper cuts through things. That's just the way that powder coat works. So once you cut up to here, you have more friction that you had at the edge, but let's just go ahead and see. Oh, it wants it. Anywhere that edge touches the paper, oh yeah, it goes. I mean, this is freaking, guys, this is a nice edge. And like I said, I thoroughly believe that if 195, I thoroughly believe if we had this edge from the factory, I would not have been able to sell this knife. I spent $200 to Henry Mims. I spent like 2 hours today sharpening this knife. It was much more difficult to get material removed from here and get this nice finish on it than it was the 1095. The handle is Respreen C, I believe is what they call it. So it's not a bad handle. There's slight damage right here at the top. This little bit right here won't affect anything. Bussy has a fantastic, the Bussy family of knives have a fantastic warranty. And this Tiger Valley tactical sheath, we're at 30 seconds, is probably, I don't remember what I paid for. It's probably $120 sheath by itself. 15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. Sold for $200 to Henry Mims. Henry Mims, that puts you at the bacon strop. I appreciate you greatly. Let's see here. Let me get this written down. That's a knife that you're going to like forever. All right, guys. Well, we ready to call it a night? If you are ready, I am ready. Whew. Wow. Dorian, that's hilarious. FD just came in and asked steel. I'm assuming you are asking about the steel on the Topps. It is 1075. Everything else is gone. GG gone. We still have 31 people in here, guys, and that is wild. My phone that I'm watching comments on is almost dead. And yeah, almost sold out. And at my filming camera is on the brink as well. What I have left is the Topps Airwolf 1095, almost new condition. I think it was probably brand new when it was sent to me. Had some slight corrosion at the edge. Almost all of it just stropped out. The rest of it likely would strop out. The starting price on this was $125, and the bid has started at $127 to Shane Higgs, guys. So we are starting. We are at 3 minutes for our first bid. William, thanks for swinging by. And again, guys, thank you very much to Ben. You are the man. Close to 3/16 of an inch thick, low saber grind, edge thickness of probably 40 thou to 50 thou. So yeah, just say a price if you'd like to bid. Here in the chat, we are currently at 127 and about 2 minutes remaining. And this will come with the warranty card as well in a baggy bag. So let's see, we're at 2 minutes remaining on this guy. $10.95 is correct. And we are at a BTE of about guys, y'all say I'm crazy when I tell you about guessing behind the edge thickness. I said 45 to 50 thou. We're at 44.5 thou behind the edge. That is some crack cocaine energy. That's ridiculous. All right, we're getting down to 1 minute. I do not have a Gerber strong arm, buddy. I'm sorry. So let's see. We are at 1 minute here. 127, 130 to Mitchell Black. Oh, Mitchell, you're still in here kicking. 44.5 thou to 45 thou behind the edge. Basically indestructible. 135 Shane Higgs. So we're starting back over to minute. Asking about length. Well, let's see here. We are at a length of 11 1/8 inches. Our blade is right at 5 inches. All right, Shane at 135. We're coming up to 30 seconds. Do 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 15 do 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 weapon of mass destruction do 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 black blade, gray black. 5 4 3 2 1, and that is sold to Shane Higgs at 135. Shane Higgs at 135. There we go. And well, that's a show, guys. That's all I've got. Right as both my phone batteries are wanting to die. This is the Apache, no, Airwolf. Airwolf. Rock and doggone roll, guys. What an amazing knife. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in and being involved. And I will be getting emails out to you guys. I don't think all of these will ship tomorrow, in case you guys are wondering. There will be quite a bit of custom packing involved here, which takes quite a while. But I will let you guys know. Pay place, that is Exodus Knife and Tool at gmail.com. You got to type it all out. It'll come up as the Prepper's Bunker. I used to do auctions once every couple of months. It's been a while now. I can try to get back into doing it, but I don't always have knives to sell. So it kind of comes as it comes. Can't say that there will ever be a whole lot of consistency in these auctions. I'm going to comment here. Let's see. Rock and roll. Thank you so much, Shane. Guys, my favorite 3V fixed everyday carry blade. I don't know if I have one, to be honest with you. My Reef F4 is a little bit bigger than I would prefer for one of my EDCs. I've got one that is an equivalent of LC200N. I think it's M340 maybe. That is a Creeley. I like that a lot. My very good knife company, Adventurer Jr., is Nitro V. I like that a lot. I don't have an F3, but it looks like an absolute winner. I like my Hunter's EDC and ADC RV2, a bit large for an EDC still. Of course, typically I carry a Exodus Knife and Tool Jackalope or Adventure Craft in S35VN because those are my brands, and I designed them for myself and absolutely 100% believe in them and love them. But I don't know that I've got EDC in 3V. It's a good question, though. I know... come on, brain. I can't even think of it. I can't think right now. Guys, I'm done. I'm smoked. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. Guys, the Circadian is Magna Cut, but I love it. I love the Circadian. It's probably one of the best fixed blades of all time. I'm rocking out, guys. You all have a wonderful night.